Hello everybody, good evening and welcome to That's Football. I'm Mark Goldbridge and this is your Arsenal versus West Ham or West Ham versus Arsenal live stream watch along this Saturday evening. Very excited. Last chance saloon probably for Arsenal. They need to get a result. I'm scared. I've done it. I've only gone and done it again. I've jinxed it. Look. Honestly, I'm actually going to be doing some Christmas decoration on this stream because at 8 o'clock tonight on the United stand, it's the Christmas lights switch on. I nearly had it all ready for you, but I thought, well, no, United stand lot will go mad. So at 8 o'clock tonight, you'll see a big Christmas tree replacing Robert Plant. We've got all sorts of stuff. But I've been busy sort of doing some stuff today and didn't really keep an eye on the 3 o'clock games. Into stoppage time, I had a look and saw that Newcastle were winning 1-0. So I tweeted, that's a really good result on the road, to be fair. They've bloody drawn. Crystal Palace have equalised. I have got jinx powers. I don't know how it works, but I do have jinx powers, and I just feel like I feel like I don't believe in jinx, to be honest with you. I just don't. But there are countless times that this happens that I feel like I should just keep my gob shut. I don't have jinx powers, but the opposite of what I tweet tends to happen. So any Newcastle fans, yes, I do apologise for what it's worth. I thought you had a really good result on the road and Crystal Palace equalised late on. So not a lot we can do about that. Constancy says, good day, Mark. Some crazy results today. Wolves defence all over the place. Some amazing results, actually. Guehi equalised at 90+4, which is just so ironic considering Newcastle wanted Guehi. They were leading from a Guehi own goal, so he scored at both ends. Oh no, Guehi got an assist. It was Munoz who equalised, but Guehi got the assist and he got an own goal for Newcastle. Must have thought he did move there in the summer. Brentford are the team to watch at home. We've said this so many times. I mean, Brentford must be smashing everybody to shit in relation to goals scored at home. Another 4. If you want goals, go and watch Brentford at home this season. It is incredible, and I'm not going to shut up about it. 4-1 winners against Leicester. Obviously, Ruud van Nistelrooy not in place yet, but they do need him in place. Nottingham Forest bounce back. Good win for them. Guess who scored? Wood. Penalty. 1-0 win at the City Ground against Ipswich. And then Wolverhampton Wanderers, who've had a couple of wins against Southampton and a great win at Craven Cottage last week, beating Fulham 4-1, get beat 4-2. At home by Bournemouth. A weird league. This is why we love it. 4-2 to Bournemouth. So plenty of goals there to catch up upon. But we're here for West Ham against Arsenal, of course, which is going to be massive. Jack Edwards says, if you're using jinx powers, can you say Man City will win? I actually want a draw tomorrow, so I'm not willing to use my jinx powers, and I've already committed to a Liverpool win, so I can't do that. Thanks for your super chats that are coming in. Jahek says, come on you Irons. Thank you very much for that. Cheers Mark, says Josh Rainsford, who's a Newcastle fan. And Barnaby Lane says, Eric Ten Hag to Newcastle if they fire Eddie Howe perhaps. I don't think Eddie Howe's in any danger, is he? I look at that Newcastle side. And I just don't know. I just don't know if I believe that that they should be doing any better than that, if I'm being completely honest. But hope you're all doing well. I've had we've got a few minutes before this kicks off at 5:30. Very busy day today. Me and Seb went into Solihull. We were at John Lewis doing a bit of Christmas shopping. The old Quality Street, where you can get your own Quality Street. Like, you know, Quality Street tin of chocolates. If you're not from the UK, this is like celebrations. I don't know whether you get them in the States as well, but you get these very traditional Christmas tins of chocolate. So you get mini Mars bar, mini Milky Way, mini Snickers, mini Maltesers in celebrations. But we have this thing called Quality Street, which is traditional in the UK. And again, it's loads of different chocolates. But you always end up after Christmas with a load of the orange creams left or coconut. So they've got this thing in John Lewis where you can buy the tin and then you scoop up the chocolates that you want and fill the tin. So Seb was going mad about this, but I said, we've got to come back when your sisters are there because otherwise they don't get what they want. But yeah, busy. Then just decorating trees and stuff, getting ready for Advent tomorrow to start. But yeah, I hope you're good. Actually, I watched a film last night and bloody, good mood popped. Watched the film last night. I've seen it a few times. Absolutely furious about it. We'll talk about that in a bit as well. But let's go through the team news because it's whizzing around the screen here. Really big game. West Ham against Arsenal. You'll have seen Manscaped on there as well. Trim the grass to make the yard look bigger. Get ready for that. It's going to be an absolute cracker of an offer we've got for you with Manscaped. But before I do that, let's look at those lineups. You can see West Ham there lining up with, well, I mean, I don't know. Why have they done that like that? They just list the name. What? Have you seen what they've done on the BBC? They've just listed the names and it's not even by number. Listen to this. Explain. Here's one for you. BBC team news, right? Explain this to me. It's not in numerical order and it's not in position order. Antonio, Bowen, Fabianski, Kilman, Emerson, Soler, Soucek, Somerville, Todibo, Paqueta, Wan-Bissaka. Explain that to me, that order. Antonio's number 9 and Jared Bowen's number 20 and Fabianski's number 1. So they've gone Antonio, Bowen, Fabian. I can't even speak. Am I thick? Am I absolutely thick? Oh, they've done it in alphabetical, Mark. Oh yeah. Oh my God. I tell you what, forget VAR. That is nonsense. That is woke nonsense. Alphabetical order of the team. What knobhead thought of that? Oh my God, there's always somebody trying to do something. What relevancy has alphabetical order got? Numerical's stupid, alphabetical's even worse. Anyway, they've done it with Arsenal as well. Calafiori, Jorginho, Havertz, Raya, Rice, Saka, Saliba, Timber, Trossard, Gabriel and Odegaard. So effectively, it's Raya, Saliba, I'm trying to figure this out, Timber, Gabriel, Calafiori, Jorginho, Rice, Odegaard, Havertz, Saka, and Trossard. Just makes people's life hard. I can't believe that. Can you believe it? I can't believe it. Can you believe it? What absolute prat does it alphabetical order? There's somebody got a promotion off that. Somebody's been promoted off that. Let's do it. I've got this great idea for the weekend. Let's do it in alphabetical order. Let's confuse the shit out of everybody. Oh, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Zane says, come on Arsenal, league is ours. Hope you're doing well, Zane. United are rubbish, he says. Thank you very much for that. It's absolutely stupid. Call it out. Goldbridge saves football, whatever. That is absolute nonsense. You know it is. You know there is absolutely... That is appalling. You're fired. You're fired, and I'm not even the boss. You're still fired. Rubbish. Oh, that sort of stuff winds me up. It's just, you're fired. Anyway, I'll tell you who's not fired. Manscaped. It's correct. Michael Dunn's right. It's political correctness gone mad. Manscaped. We have a fantastic offer for you today because obviously it's Black Friday weekend. Is it Cyber Monday on Monday? Probably. Anyway, the show is sponsored by Manscaped. You'll know all about that. The global leader in men's lifestyle and grooming. Every man knows the unbeatable feeling of a fresh barbershop shave. Now, what if I told you you can experience that yourself without appointments to go and experience it? Introducing Manscaped's latest innovation. It's the Chairman Pro Electric Foil Shaver. This game-changing tool, and look at it, it's absolutely incredible. This game-changing tool brings the luxury of a professional shave right into your home. Whether you're after that daily silky smooth finish or prefer to maintain a rugged 5 o'clock shadow like me, the Chairman Pro is your go-to for precision and style. It's got a flex adjust technology, it's got a waterproof design, it's precision shaving, it's 4-blade foil for a clean, smooth shave, or switch to the skin-safe stubble trimmer to keep your stubble sharp and polished. Actually, that's how it works. You have like 2 separate sections that you can just take off if you want a clean shave or if you want to use the stubble one, which is the one I use. I used it the other day. Absolutely fantastic. Really, really pleased with it. You can get the Chairman Pro today and experience a shave that's as smooth as you deserve. So head over to manscaped.com by scanning the QR code or going through the link in the description using that code FOOTY for an exclusive 25% off. 25% off today and free worldwide shipping. Links in the description. Big thanks to Manscaped. Of course, Manscaped also do the lawnmower for down there. You know, Christmas is coming. You might be going to some Christmas parties. You know, the wife or boyfriend might want a present. Let's be honest, men do go out and marry men as well these days and always did. And that's fantastic. So, you know, you might want to trim down there. Probably a little bit too much knowledge there for you at 12 minutes past 5. But at the end of the day, it's male grooming. And it's about time people spoke about it. Women have been doing it for ages. Trimming the carpet. So why can't men? Let's go. Thanks everyone for watching. And thank you very much to Manscaped. 25% off with the code footy. Links in the description. Scan the QR code. We will see total domination of West Ham today, says Caitlin. Well, from balls trimmers to total domination there. I thought they were amazing on Wednesday night, Tuesday night, was it? Yeah, Tuesday night. I thought Arsenal were amazing against Sporting on Tuesday night. And if they can get anywhere close to that, I think Arsenal have been quite formulaic without Odegaard. They've dropped some points, but they've got some points. But with Odegaard back in the team, they look like they can play good football again. And West Ham got a very good result at Newcastle, though. Very good result at Newcastle, so you can't deny that. Nelly says, Isaac is injured again. What the bloody hell is going on? Yeah, well, thanks very much for those super chats. You're legends. Appreciate that early on. Chelsea going to win the league? No, they're not. Don't waste our time. Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way, because we could hit 1.275 tonight. We are only 250 subscribers away from 275,000. The community is growing. Remember, I was saying to Seb, it was only 2 weeks ago we did that all-day charity stream and raised £40,000 for people with terminal illness. That just seems a lot longer ago than 2 weeks, and that was this community. So everybody's welcome here on That's Football. Doesn't matter who you support. Get your questions in, controversial opinions, either ors. Yeah, let's go. Absolutely love that. Really, really looking forward to this game as well. Big games tomorrow, of course. I'm doing Man United against Everton. I'll do my match reaction, and then I'll be definitely here for 4:30 kickoff. It'll be tight. It will be tight because I've got to do United, then I've got to do my match reaction, but I will be here for 4:30 kickoff for the game of the season, Liverpool against Man City. Are you ready? Are you ready? I'm ready. 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 I'm ready. I am ready. We will see. I've done that one. The title decider, says Coffee Goblin. I think if Arsenal lose tonight, the title for the video, it's over for Arsenal. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. That's just my feeling. But the game's at 4, not 4:30. You what? You what? Well, I won't be then. Oh, no, that's fine. Man United kicking off at 1:30. Everything's half an hour early. That's fine. I actually prefer that. I'm waiting around anyway. So Man United at 1:30. We'll be here for 4 o'clock. That's good because that means I get more of a break between Liverpool and Man City and the United stand at 8 o'clock. Yeah, love it. Love it. Great. Great. I've got a real Christmas tree this year. If you're interested. Yeah, I did. Love it. Been a long time coming. Keel Robinson says, might be one for United stand, but I would loan swap Rashford, meaning swap for another player, but each team pays same wage. Fair point. Yeah. Not a bad point. Any chance West Ham win this? It's the Premier League. It's the Premier League. Of course there's a chance. There's always a chance. You know, it's the Premier League. Look at Bournemouth today, winning 4-2 at the Molineux. Anything is possible in the Premier League. I think Arsenal will win. I think they're going to carry on the Sporting thing, but anything is possible. What about Trossard starting, says Lamarck? I would suspect that is just pure rotation. I think that... Look, I think Martinelli's a little bit overrated. I've said it before. He's on the bench today. Jesus on the bench again. Sterling on the bench again. But yeah, I think it's... I think he's a little bit overrated, Martinelli. And I do like Trossard, but he never seems to grab the opportunity. Did you find out where Maz Meowie was? Parker, that's very good. Maz Meowie. Yeah, my cat infiltrated meowing yesterday morning on the United Stand morning show. And I couldn't figure it out because Seb had an inset day, so he wasn't at school. So he had the cat upstairs with him. And I could hear this meowing, so I thought the cat was under the floorboards. So when I finished the stream, I looked out the window and he was outside, meowing outside my window because it was cold. But it threw me a little bit. Yeah, overreaction really. I know it's random, but what's your opinion on half and half pizzas, says United Edits. I prefer half and half pizzas to half and half scarves. Let's put it that way. Yeah, I definitely do. So, yeah. Is it just me or is Mark's volume low? I can't do anything about it, mate. I've got full thing on everything, so my microphone won't go any higher. So whether it's low or not, it's as good as it gets. So, yeah. Oh, actually, it's not. Oh, you knob head. There's another setting that was down to 90. Oh, fucking hell. You know, I love the smugness of thinking, there's nothing I can do. There's nothing I can do. Let's just listen. There's nothing I can do. It's absolutely on point. You know, so, you know, it's your fault. Then you check and it's wrong. It was low by about 10, so it should be a little bit better now. What's your 3 favourite things about the Christmas period, says James Jones. I don't like the word period and Christmas. That's always a negative. You know, Christmas is a time for presents and films, but it can also be a time for a bit of, you know. But, yeah, I think food, family, and reflection. I like to reflect at Christmas because that's why I watch Home Alone and that's why you do traditional things. So I think reflection is a good point as well. Which is an end of year thing anyway, I think. What was I going to say? I'm just going to say this before we start the game. People will know. Now, smash a like on the video if you've watched Titanic, because we've got 446 likes. So I expect to have 1,000 likes on this video instantly. Who hasn't watched the Titanic with Leonardo DiCaprio and Kate Winslet? I've seen it multiple times. Hadn't seen it for a while. I've always had an issue with Kate Winslet not letting DiCaprio on the door at the end. I've always said there's room. Apparently they've run scientific tests on this, but I've always said there was room. Watched it last night. I can't watch it again. I've watched that film so many times, and although it irritates me, I spent most of the film heavily disliking Kate Winslet's character, which is interesting because I quite like Kate Winslet. But, you know what? I found another thing. Not only does she pull rank on a poor person and she is a rich person, you stay off the door. He's already been in lower class while you're in upper class. You finally let somebody up there. Then there's a door and you're like, I'm rich, you can't come on here. And don't talk about, you know, sexism or anything like that. Equal opportunities now. So she keeps him off the door. She may as well just kick him in the face. Every time I watch it now, we've had this chat before. There's room on that door, and why should she get it anyway? She's rich. She's had a better life than him. She should be voluntarily diving off that door and swimming away and saying, I know I'll be dead in 30 seconds, but you take the door. Jack gets on the door, lives to tell the story. No, I'm lying here like a rich bitch. I've already had a silver spoon up my arse for all my life, and you've been living in, you know, off rats. But you know what? Tough. You can die now. I'm going to go and have a great life, get loads of cock, and I'm not going to get off the door. And that's not my words, that's her words at the end when she's old. Gets married, has loads of kids. There's even a picture of her on a big horse, pregnant. Now, no one's saying the horse did it, but you know what I mean. She's gone and had a bit of fun. Poor old Jack. All it is a one-night stand. It's just a one-night stand as well. He's bloody... Nobody was looking as well. They're all dead. If he'd have thrown her off the door and got on, nobody would have known. Police weren't going to turn up. So, but look, obviously, that's a well-known story. What pisses me off even more is the silly bitch at the end of the film. There's a guy on that boat who is, you know, basically his whole life is about finding that diamond. You know, Bill Paxton's character in the modern day. His whole life is about finding the diamond. He's given up Christmases, girlfriends, family time to find that diamond. That old cow goes on the boat with him. She's got it in her bloody pocket. doesn't tell anybody about it, and then throws it out to fucking sea. What's that all about? She's got a diamond worth £2.5 billion. Where should she be keeping that then? Up a bloody chuff. £2.5 billion of a diamond that wasn't even hers, that she stole. She keeps it a secret all of her life. And then because she's going to die in her sleep, she throws it back in the sea. What about your granddaughter? Your granddaughter's been looking after you. You've probably been shitting yourself for 5 years. She could have put you in a bloody home. You've got a £2.5 billion diamond and you throw it to the sea? To Jack, who never even knew you bloody had it in the first place. He didn't know you had a diamond. He was only interested in what was in your pocket. He was interested in what's in your bloody blouse. And she's there at the end going, throwing off the diamond. And I'm like, the door thing always annoyed me. I can't watch that film anymore because the door thing annoyed me. But now the diamond, double D, that bothers me now. The diamond thing that she has in her pocket, keeps and tells nobody about. What about the poor knobhead who married her and had kids with her and had to go to work every day? She's got £2.5 billion in her fucking pocket. He's waking up at 6 o'clock. Oh, I've got mouths to feed. You go and ride your horse while you're pregnant. I've got mouths to feed. I'll be home at about 10 o'clock tonight. She's like, yeah, don't worry about it. She's got a bloody diamond worth £2.5 billion and he's going to work. Absolute selfishness. She is selfish. Selfish. Jaws is nicer than Kate Winslet's character in Titanic. Freddy Krueger is nicer than her. She's evil. She's absolutely evil. And she killed Jack, didn't let him on the door when there was room, and then she stole a diamond worth £2.5 billion and almost mocked all her friends and family all her life by going, I don't know where it is, never heard of it, never seen it. But there's a picture of you with it round your neck. Oh, never seen it, never seen it. And then the night she's gonna die, she throws it out to sea so no fucker can have it. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Anyway, we're very close to the game now. I needed to let that out. I need to let that out. She's a thief, murderer, and extortionist. And she should be in prison. But she's dead now, so she's got away with it. I'm not saying she's Jimmy Savile, but that's completely unfair to say anything like that. But she is a murderer, and she stole. I mean, I tell you what, I just feel sorry for the granddaughter. I feel sorry for the granddaughter. She's there thinking, I'm surely going to get some money at some point. She probably has got the diamond, and she'll just give it me. She throws it into fucking sea. Anyway, Nelly says, the players are in the tunnel. Nelly, I feel better now for letting it out. I just can't watch that film anymore. Speaking of the Titanic, I deeply recommend you to watch The Cost of Concordia by Internal Historian. It's about the second biggest cruise ship disaster. I think it was the same company, wasn't it, as well? At least she let him hop on the back door, says Tom Grant. I don't think she even let him do that, you know. I think she, well, maybe she did, but yeah. Arguably, though, DiCaprio won the battle in real life, though, as he had the more notable career of the two, says Connor. Thank you very much for your super chats. Reagan says you need to do movie reviews. Mate, if I was reviewing Titanic for the first time, I was too obsessed with DiCaprio's hair and how I replicated it back in the 90s. But having watched it more and more, it winds me up more and more. Here come the players onto the pitch, though. We're ready to go here. I'm very excited for this game. I think Arsenal are going to blow West Ham away. But if West Ham even get a draw, I think it's over for Arsenal, really. Yeah. Yeah, if you've not seen Titanic, you've just lost 3 minutes of your life, really. But, yeah. Look, I know the story's not real. I'm just saying the film pisses me off. Mark, let's not forget Rose was also showing off her ballerina moves in front of those poor people as well, says Ali. Yeah. It's November. Get the crimbo cut crap off, says Kip. Oh, shut up, you miserable bastard. I thought, what are you talking about? So I can't wear a Christmas jumper. It's December tomorrow, mate. You're in the minority. Have you seen Titanic 2? No, but apparently it sunk at the box office. if you go back and watch the Titanic now, you'll see some really bad CGI shot. Oh yeah, no, it's crap. What did I see the other day that was? Oh! Last night after the Titanic, Mrs. Goldbridge had fell asleep, so I was like 11 o'clock, couldn't sleep. So I put Sky Movies Christmas on, and Gremlins was on, which I loved growing up. Although I didn't sleep for a week after I first watched it, which is funny when you watch it now. But that is crap. You know, when they're all walking down the road. Oh my God. At the time, it was probably cutting edge, but yeah. Poseidon with Kurt Russell is better than Titanic, says Tanish. Yeah, but Titanic is based on a true story. The boat did sink. Right, let's get ready. Is Gremlins a Christmas film? I've said this before. I think, in essence, there's a lot of snow and there are a lot of Christmas trees. It's that's dynamically Christmas for me. But some people would disagree. Right, let's get ready to go anyway. Big shout out to Manscaped. I haven't watched Short Circuit for years, mate. I think I watched Short Circuit 2 in the cinema. David says the ultimate Christmas film is Die Hard. End of. Oh, it's magnificent. Yeah. There's the bubbles, Fairy Liquid FC. Get your score predictions in the chat. Tom Grant says, is Die Hard a Christmas film? I think not. Well, you're wrong. It is. I just don't understand why people think Die Hard isn't a Christmas film. I think they do it just to be awkward. It's a Christmas film. It's based on Christmas. It's on Christmas Eve. What do you define a Christmas film? It's got Santa emptying his sack of presents. Like, if it's based at Christmas, it's Christmas. Lots of people going with an Arsenal win. Thank you very much. Poseidon is a good film. The original one with Gene Hackman is very good. I really like those sort of films. It's like Towering Inferno, isn't it? With Steve McQueen and Paul Newman. Anyway, we're up and running here. Timer's going, which is great. Lovely stuff. Take the time. I mean, West Ham have had a tough start to the season. Well, they haven't had a tough start to the season. They've just had a bad start to the season, haven't they? I've got an early either or for you here, and it's football related. I've been thinking about this one all week, and it's quite relevant to this game. Oh, and that's too easy. I've changed it. Wizard or Bowen? I thought it was a good one. I thought it was a little bit out there as well. Oh, it's got a lot of people thinking. Here's Bowen down the right-hand side. Talking of Bowen, I think he'll win a corner. No. He's given a goal kick. And Bowen could have kept it in. I hate it when that happens. When the player leaves it for a corner and the referee goes, goal kick. Anthony Taylor is the ref. Amorim is ruthless. I love it. Long may it continue. I was worried about my Garnacho. I'm glad he's getting a chance. He is a kid. He'll improve our fans, says Sully JR. Thank you very much, mate. Hope you're doing well. Looking forward to United tomorrow. Massive game tomorrow, isn't it? Man United, Everton, but nothing's bigger than Liverpool, Man City tomorrow. Magnificent. Bowen stormed into a lead here. Right, Fabianski, Wan-Bissaka, Todibo, Kilman, Emerson, Soucek, Paqueta and Soler, Bowen, Somerville and Anthony. I mean, on paper, that's not a bad West Ham side. Rambo's a Christmas film, says Fred. I want to watch that again. I mean, I think the trouble is with Christmas, I think it comes around a little bit too quick in relation to films. Like, I wouldn't watch Bridget Jones this year or Rambo this year because I feel like watching them last year was quite recent. So I try and halve them. Summer or winter, Mark, says Sam. I think enjoy it all. I do like the summer, you know. But, you know, I'm ready for the winter towards the end of the summer. And I'm ready for the summer towards the end of the winter. I suppose that's why changing of seasons is good. Although we are seeing a change of good play by Arsenal here, but West Ham are putting a lot of energy into their early press. Who's put their Christmas stuff up yet then, and who's waiting? Surely tomorrow. Surely this is the weekend. Gone are the days where you do it 2 weeks before. I mean, we used to do that when I was growing up. It didn't go up until the 10th. But what annoys me, and I've said it before, is people who put their Christmas stuff up in November but take them down on Boxing Day. You have to keep them up until the 6th of Jan. That to me has always been something that really irritates me. You've got to keep them up till the 6th of Jan. National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation or Home Alone. Both very good, Steve, but I'd go Home Alone. I respect people who don't put them up until the 10th of December like Brian. Gavin puts it up on the 24th and down on the 27th. Why are they booing Declan Rice, says Jacob? Yeah, I mean, realistically, it is a bit of a nonsense, honestly. He gave that club 100 million quid and was a very, very good player for them. And ultimately wants to play in the Champions League, which West Ham couldn't offer him. So I never really understood that. But I suppose it's pantomime villain stuff, isn't it? They're always going to do it. There's very rarely players that stay in the Premier League and then get applauded when they go back. In fact, if you can give any, let me know. Name players that have left their club and then been applauded when they've gone back there in the Premier League. Captained them to a trophy as well, says David. Rooney. Did Rooney get treated well by Everton? I don't remember, you know. Ronaldo didn't go to another Premier League club. Lampard maybe when he was at Man City. Yeah, but is that because it's Man City and no one cares? Lovely ball here. Odegaard. Little back heel. Timber on the overlap. West Ham putting the work in early doors though. Timber does well. Odegaard again. Pulling the strings. Calafiori. Declan Rice. Arsenal starting to move up through the gears here in the first 6 minutes. Corner. And they're good at corners. Salt and Pepper says, how do I cook chicken? Depends what it is. If it's a breast, oven, 200 degrees, 35 minutes, bit of olive oil, bit of seasoning. I like a bit of cayenne pepper on it as well. The key to chicken is getting it when it's cooked but moist. Brighton treat Alexi McAllister well, and Milner. There we go. If it's pink, don't eat it, says Gavin. Suleiman, welcome to the Members Club. Thank you very much. Appreciate that, pal. Get your badge in. West Ham do well on the corner, and they've cleared it. Arsenal just relentlessly good at corners, as we know. Laurie Graham says, soak it in water to keep it moist. Yeah, that's something a lot of people do, but for a lot of people that's a no. was speaking to a chef about this in the summer, actually, about whether you should wash chicken. And he was like, it's a big no. But then some people do. Gavin says, I'm only on about chicken. Anything else, crack on. Basically, he said, if it's pink, don't eat it. But he's only talking about chicken. Condiment King says, if you put chicken in water, you should have your hard drive checked. Rub says, Agony Bridge, I'm asking on behalf of a friend, so you're asking on behalf of yourself, is 12/13 years age gap a bad thing before going on a date? Mate, if you're in your early 20s, you're getting locked up. You're worrying me now, Rub. Asking for a friend, and then you're saying, is 12 or 13 years a big gap? Mate, unless you're 30, yes, it's a really bad gap. Even then, 30 and 17 is a bit, unless you're a rock star, it's a bit creepy. I'd say they've got to be minimum 23 for you to be having a gap like that. 23 and 36 is when it starts to be relative, you know, it's okay. But anything younger than that, no. Another corner to Arsenal. They're in the Lynx Africa kit tonight. Lots of people are giving advice on chicken in the chat. Saka's on this corner. Somebody's got an algorithm for how young is fine. Halve your own age and add 7 goal. There you go. It's incredible. It's incredible how many goals Arsenal score from corners. I don't believe it. It's absolutely sensational. You can't argue with it. They are so good at corners. Everybody knows they're so good at corners, and yet they keep scoring from corners. And it's Gabriel again. I bet everyone's got him in their FPL, haven't they? But it's just remarkable. Absolutely remarkable. I've been saying it for months. They're good at corners, and they are. But let's have a look at this back. Saka's corner doesn't even look like it's that good. Yeah, I mean, it's just like, it's a goal from a corner, but I don't really see what happens. Yeah, Gabriel just finds himself free. That's why. That's just bad marking by West Ham. They've lost him, look. They've absolutely lost him. It is a great set piece again. Absolutely fantastic. But look, everyone knows they're going to do it, and they still do it. And everyone knows Gabriel's the danger man, and he's there with a free header. But it's all worked from the training ground, and it benefits them massively. So Arsenal lead 1-0 here. Justin says, I'm 28 and my girlfriend is 41. That's not cash back, is it? That's the other way. You gave me advice about proposing Friday. It is, says Unpacked. Get on with it. Well done. Love it. Congratulations, mate. Although she might say no, but good luck. You'd hope you've done the homework and you're not just pissing in the wind. Pete Beast is cooking with Goldbridge. Thank you very much, Pete, for your super chat. Appreciate that. Another corner. The last thing you want to be doing is conceding another corner here. That's exactly what they've done. Another corner here to Arsenal. A girl I like told me her body count is 10 and she's 21. Isn't that too much, says Sven? I don't know what's body count. I don't know what that's all about. A lot of people asking about what's the lowest age they can date. Like, I'm getting a bit creeped out by this. Right, another corner to Arsenal. Look at them all on the back post here. They're all going to move towards the front. Declan Rice right in on the keeper that time. It just gets in people's heads, doesn't it, as well? Timber does well. Oh, they're giving a free kick. How old is too old, Mark? Well, that silly bitch from Titanic is too old. Ugh. Right. Yeah. I mean, Arsenal leading 1-0 here already. It's a bit ominous, isn't it? West Ham. They started all right for 5 minutes, but they've got to open up a little bit now, and Arsenal will love that. They will absolutely love that. That's annoying. Yeah, a lot of good battling from West Ham, but Arsenal are dominant here. Look at the set piece. Look at that. 76% possession. Call on me, call on me. Can't get out of their own half at the moment. Shocking. If Arsenal get another one, this game's done. I'm going to go and watch Saturday Night Takeaway. Body count is number of partners, says Rub. Okay, so a girl I like told me her body count is 10 and she's 21. Is that too much? So basically, she's been infiltrated 10 times at 21. I don't know. Offside. Definitely offside. Somerville scores, but he's offside. The flag. I knew. Through 1-on-1. And he's just offside. Great offside trap by Arsenal. And you've got to run through and finish it just in case. But yeah, you can see there. Is that Saliba just very intelligently? Good finish though by Somerville. Really did lob it over the keeper well. I agree. Lots of people saying that was a good finish. 10 at 21, probably. I don't know. These days, I don't know. That might be low. I don't know. I've got no idea. You're asking the wrong person. What do you think about West Ham this season? I've been quite disappointed with them actually. I think some of their signings are good, but the whole Lopetegui thing just. I mean, look, you've got to give a manager time, haven't you? And the win at Newcastle last week was very impressive, but I just think it just doesn't feel like an appointment that's going to be good. Daniel Sturtridge says Dennis Irwin or Gary Neville. That's like comparing Bruce Willis or Ian Beale. I mean, Dennis Irwin's just on a completely. I mean, even Gary Neville's admitted it himself. Dennis Irwin easily on a different level. He could play right back and left back as well. Like he could play at left back. Some people think he's a left back. I think he probably was more of a left back than a right back, but he was amazing at right back. Here we go. Saka down the right hand side. Still got it. Bad pass. Would you consider making a bedroom tips video, Mark? You seem like a man who thrives when astride a lady, says Jordan. I don't know what gives you that thought. Ute says, Irwin was literally the perfect defender. He took all our penalties and almost never missed. Good at free kicks as well. Jared Bowen, 66% of the vote to Wizzer, 34% in our first either or. Kyle says, I didn't put my decorations up this year because we were moving house, but our sale fell through today, so now we're stuck living out of boxes. Not very Christmassy. Oh, Kyle. That sounds really shit. I don't know anyone that's ever happened to, but in the UK we have something called exchange, and I should know this because I've literally just done it. Exchange of contracts and completion, and you normally exchange contracts a couple of weeks before completion, and once you've exchanged contracts, 10% of the purchase price has been paid. So it really does stop a lot of people pulling out because they've lost 10%. And if a house is worth 600k, that's 60k. So you don't get it actually that much. But oh God, that sounds absolutely horrible, mate. Sorry. Oh no, exchange was due tomorrow, says Kyle. What were you packing up boxes for? Although, to be honest, I think I'd have been the same. Such a stressful thing to move house. I'm in the process of, well, I've done it, but it takes up a lot of time. Lovely ball to the back post. Good defending by Wan-Bissaka. It's all Arsenal at the moment. There's nothing going on from West Ham. If you're a West Ham fan, you must be watching this going, there's nothing going on. Alexander says, what's your thoughts on Damsgaard, Mark? Where's he playing now? Was he the one who was at Sampdoria? Where's Brandon Williams these days? I tell you what, Jay, that is a question. Where is Brandon Williams these days? What has he done with his career? I mean, he was on like 60 grand a week at Man United. 24. And hasn't played football at all. Too much too soon. That is a very, look, if you're not a United fan, you might not know who it is. Oh, actually, you probably would do. Here we go. Saka is going to score. Oh, I tell you what, the way Fabianski just turned his head and looked as that curled away, that's not going to be too far away. I'd have backed him to score. I think he knows he should have scored on that left foot. Let's have a look at this again. Odegaard just driving forward again. Gets it to Saka. Oh, it can't be far away. I need to see it from behind. Here we go. It's not far away at all. Not far away at all. Yeah, Brandon Williams, most people will know who he was. He was at Man United. He was seen as the heir to Luke Shaw's throne. He was a right-footed left-back. I think he had promise. I think he got a bit overrated. And look, I don't know anything about him. Maybe he believed the hype. I don't know. Ollie gave him a massive wage, really. I think it was like 50 or 60 grand a week. Off the basis of about 3 good performances. And now at 24, he hasn't even got a club. I think he got into some trouble. Wasn't there a story about driving along with laughing gas or something like that? So, I don't know. It doesn't really make any sense that he can't get a club, really. Jahik says, don't worry about it. We've been like that for years. Where's the game? But still we believe, who is a West Ham fan. Joe Proctor says, how many donuts can I eat before it's a problem? I haven't had a donut in ages, but you know them Krispy Kreme donuts? Sometimes when somebody's birthday, they'd bring in like 2 trays of them, like 24, so you'd have 48. And no way was anyone going to eat all of those. So you get to a point where if you wanted to, you could eat 4. I could eat 3, and then I'd just think, this is getting out of hand. How would you set up United for the Wednesday game? Arsenal look very good, says Andre. Well, I'm watching this, not only because it's Arsenal-West Ham, but I'm also watching it because Man United play Arsenal on Wednesday at the Emirates. And I think look, you know what? Even under Ten Hag, we'd go to the Emirates and do okay. I mean, there was that remember that offside for Garnacho where we nearly won it and then Arsenal went and won it? You never know with Arsenal, though. Like, they can be scintillatingly good. Any Arsenal fan will tell you this. They can be scintillatingly good, and then they can have a bad day at the office. Another corner for Arsenal here. We've only had 25 minutes. West Ham have done sod all. Saka's cross. Nearly 2-0 again. Front post. Can they break West Ham? Not with a pass like that. Very well intercepted by Jorginho. Here's Havertz. Mike JBA says, Krispy Kremes are the Man City of donuts. All the ingredients and they still make you feel meh afterwards. I haven't had one for a while. I like one with a nice coffee. Anyway, Andre, how would I set up with United? I'd set up the way that Amrin wants to set up. I wouldn't start doing special plans. But I've done quite a provocative tweet. I said, West Ham absolutely shocking again. Surely they'd have been better off keeping Moyes. I thought they got rid of Moyes for good football. I'm not saying getting rid of Moyes was a bad idea, but surely they got rid of Moyes to play better football. This is crap. It's absolutely crap. And it's not just because it's Arsenal. They've been playing like this for ages. Rice cakes only have about 27 calories, says Ute. Yeah, but it's the other stuff in there. Apparently it's made with spunk, horse spunk. No, I'm joking. Lovely play. If this is a goal, oh, it's too easy. It's too easy. 2-0 Trossard. They're so bad. They're so bad. I must say, because Arsenal have scored a goal, rice cakes are not made with horse spunk. I think there's quite a lot of salt in them. But the goal came at a bad time for me to sort of say I was joking. Lovely goal by Arsenal. Absolutely lovely goal. It's just too bad. It's just too fucking rubbish from West Ham. They're so bad. Lopetegui is going to have to go at some point. How do you end up in a position like this? Look at Saka on the touchline. Cuts inside. He's going to play a simple 1-2 with Odegaard. Here we go. Lovely play. Wan-Bissaka played them all on. Oh, it's terrible by Wan-Bissaka, that is. But it's brilliant by Arsenal. We've just took the whole defence out. Saka and Odegaard. Absolutely magical. I mean, West Ham have got a back line of 6 when Saka picks that ball up. He cuts inside, gives it to Odegaard, times his run to get in behind. Odegaard flicks it over the top, and then it's a cut back to... It's just so good. It's just such a good goal, but West Ham are shite. Really shite. You got to say it. What's your favourite Christmas film, Mark? I like Die Hard, and I like Home Alone, and I like... Funnily enough, I always watch Love Actually. I don't know whether that's because it's a film I can watch with the missus, but yeah, I always watch that. Thing about Krispy Kreme is they're not even crispy, says Al Bandito. Good point, well made. Brian Rodney says, God, West Ham are absolutely awful. Mate, look at the stats. 23% possession, no shots, no corners, 67%. I mean, that is absolutely dreadful. They're not Leyton Orient. It's not a cup game. They are West Ham at home with plenty of good players. It's shocking, that is. Absolutely shit. I mean, if I was a West Ham fan, I'd be thinking about leaving. Lots of people saying they love National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. I said no, it's a crispy. I was thinking about Krispy Kremes. How did West Ham beat Newcastle, says Petco? I didn't watch that game. If answers on a postcard, I have got no idea how that happened. Absolutely no idea. Another free kick for Arsenal. Lethal Weapon, I haven't watched that for ages. You got to start, all I'm going to say, if you want to watch some Christmas films, start watching them now, because before you know it, you'll be eating turkey sandwiches, thinking about New Year. Saka's got 10 assists, says Abdullah. You realise Amorim isn't ready for Arsenal, says Ryan. I mean, I don't know where you're coming from with that, Ryan. I genuinely don't, but you know, what's your point? Why would Amorim, inheriting a load of shit, be ready after a week and a half to take on Arsenal's Arteta, who've been good for 2 years? Of course we're not bloody ready. If you beat us 4-0, it doesn't mean anything. It just means you get 3 points. Doesn't mean Amorim's shit. This is the problem. People don't realise that United are a long, long way off. Are we ready to take on bloody Arsenal in a week and a half, are we? I just hope we catch Arsenal on a bad day and can get, you know, maybe get a point or something, but or just show something progressive. Can't stand Arteta winning. Arteta out, says Rub. Canate's out for 5 weeks. Does that derail Liverpool, says Bailey R. Would you not play? Who would play centre back? Kwanzaa. It can be problematic. I mean, nobody's got a squad like Man City. Joe Gomez, a lot of people saying Joe Gomez. Personally, I think Amorim needs to decide his best midfield tomorrow. We need them at their intense, and our offence needs to be clinical. Don't see United having many chances against Everton, says Andre Gomez. Thank you very much for your super chat, mate. Love the content, says Lawson. Great. Well, thank you everyone who's tuning in. Oh my God, we're back again with another one of these. Sunny777 says, women, as soon as she turns 18, she can go into the porn industry and be empowered by society. There is no reason a man can't date an 18-year-old woman. It's really causing people problems, this, isn't it? Lovely play by Saka. He's given a penalty. Oh my God. Oh my God. This is an annihilation. And Saka might be... injured here. Looked like a penalty to me. Let's have a look. Cuts inside. Yeah, terrible. Who is that? Is that Paqueta? Why are you even doing a tackle like that there? I mean, there's not a hell of a lot of contact, but you're going to go down. I tell you what, I've watched some right shit in the Premier League. And if you're a West Ham fan, you are really bad this year. Like, you know, you beat United. I thought you were crap. I thought you were absolutely crap. And we're rubbish. And I said, we've probably kept Lopetegui in a job. Well, Michael Oliver did. But I thought West Ham were crap that day. And this is just embarrassing. This is humiliating for West Ham. They don't deserve this. They deserve better. Odegaard's going to take it. Well, it's going to be 3-0 if Odegaard scores this, and West Ham haven't even had a shot. After 33 minutes. Odegaard steps up. And Fabianski goes the right way, but it's a good penalty. Low into the bottom corner from Odegaard. And that is 3-0 to Arsenal after 33 minutes. The funny thing is, you've got to give credit to Arsenal. I thought the second goal was brilliant between Odegaard and Saka to cut it back for Trossard. Obviously, the set piece, we know they're good at that, and that is a penalty. But I don't think Arsenal have had to get out of third gear. I think they've got another 2, and they're 3-0 up, which just shows you how dreadful. I mean, what's Lopetegui's tactics here? What's Lopetegui's tactics? Because I don't feel that Arsenal have actually really got going yet. And yet they're 3-0 up. He's getting sacked. He's getting sacked. 100%. Whether it's soon or not, he's getting the sack. Thoughts on Bino Gittins? He's been cooking this season. He's just scored an amazing solo goal against Bayern, says Coldy. Needs to get called up for England, doesn't he? I think he's got massive potential. I mean, you've got to be a bit careful because there was another player who was English doing really well on the wing at Dortmund and didn't necessarily go the way we thought it was going to go. But he does look like an exciting player. I always think with him, did he not start off at... Was it... Oh, here we go. Havertz. 4-0. Oh, my God. I tell you what, we might be looking at something here that's terrifying for West Ham. 4-0. 4-0 after 35 minutes. Wow. Wow. I mean... You're now looking at how many goals Arsenal could get because... Is that Paqueta again? Look, it's just a ball of... He's crap, that Kilman, isn't he? Is that Kilman? How much money did they pay for him? He's absolutely dreadful. What's he doing as a bloody centre-back there? How much money did they pay for him? Oh, mate. Head the fucking ball. Why is he trying to get it with his foot? Rubbish. Absolutely rubbish. 4-0. Forget about it. Forget about it. Absolutely incredible. £40 million they played for Kilman. Look at that. 8 shots for Arsenal. 5 on target. 0 shots for West Ham. Absolutely dreadful. What is the ideal outcome for United in the Spurs-Fulham game tomorrow, says Dimitris. I don't know. I don't even think, mate. I don't even think about it. I'm not thinking about anything like that at the moment. All I want from United is Amorim to figure out what his best team is, what players he's going to keep, what players are going to go, and hopefully we can win some games along the way. I'm genuinely not looking at anybody else's games and going, oh, that'd be good for us. The only game I'm looking at and going, oh, I hope it's a draw, is Man City and Liverpool, because I'd rather Arsenal win the league than Liverpool, who are our biggest rival, and Man City, who I can't, I don't want them to win it either. So I'm not looking at other clubs and going, oh, it'd be a good result for United, because we've got to start winning. 4-0, same boring story from Arsenal. Boring league, says English Talent. Oh! We've got a goal for West Ham. Wan-Bissaka. Comeback. Saka. 2 goals in 2 games, says Shiv. Well, look at this. Trossard goes to sleep. Oh, yeah. Well onside. Lovely finish. I mean, he looks back to just their first shot and it's a goal. Lovely ball. What a pass that is. Is that Paqueta? No, it's not. I think it was Soler. Lovely finish by Wan-Bissaka. 4-1. Comeback's on. It is. Oh, good block. Come on, West Ham. Get another one before half time. Oh, ref. It's right in front of you. Could have killed him. Free kick on the edge of the box. It's all going on now. Peter Parker says, are you glad that Man United didn't sign Todibo? I don't. I never look at things like that. Because just because he's doing shit at West Ham, if he'd gone to Arsenal, he might have been good. I love these sort of comments. Zhao says, Aaron Wan-Bissaka's got more goals than United's back combined. Wrong to offload him. You do know if we didn't get rid of Wan-Bissaka, we wouldn't have got Mazraoui. This whole we shouldn't have sold Wan-Bissaka thing belongs in a playground. It is so amateur. We would not have got Mazraoui, who's our best player. Here we go. Free kick on the edge of the box for West Ham. They get another one back now. We've got 6 goals in the first half. It's on. It's definitely on. Up and over the wall into the top corner. Oh, what a goal! What a goal that is! Absolutely incredible. Absolutely fantastic. Emerson, what a shot. What a free kick. What a goal. 4-2. We've got a game on here. How many West Ham fans left at field at 4-0? Worldy. Absolute worldy. Lovely. Lovely. Off the bar as well. Always makes it better. The curl, the dip. Unbeatable. Unstoppable, sorry. Absolutely fantastic, that is. Reyes at full stretch, nowhere near it. Oh, you just love a free kick like that. Absolutely brilliant. 4-2. I tell you what, if West Ham can get the next goal at any point, it wouldn't be the first time Arsenal have blown a 4-goal lead. Newcastle. Tiote, rest in peace. Remember that. And the hilarious thing is, West Ham have had 2 shots and scored both. Don't you just love football, eh? Don't you love football? Make sure you subscribe, bottom right hand corner. It's going off a little bit here. Yellow card for Emerson and Timber. And I think Saka might have got one as well. Can't believe they scored 2. Arteta out, says Eduardo. Hi, Mark. Will you be continuing to USFC? Yeah, he will be coming back, mate. Rage, yeah. Apologies I couldn't do career mode yesterday, but I had something popped up that I had to deal with. Not that. That wouldn't have took any longer than a minute. Yeah, please do subscribe to the channel, bottom right-hand corner. Don't forget, we've got Liverpool Man City tomorrow at 4:30 as well. We're only 100 subscribers away from 275,000, by the way. So please subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Get involved with That's Football. You're all welcome, no matter who you support. So Arsenal were cruising at 4-0. West Ham have got 2 back. Lots of goals in the Premier League today as well. Another 4 at home for Brentford. Chris says, we're in London, aren't we? What was Raya doing, says Ken. Yeah, mate, you seriously, what are you talking about? There ain't no goalkeeper saving that. It was absolutely magnificent. How good was Januzaj for Man United, says Michael? Contextually, be no better than... It's hard to think of a modern day player that Januzaj would be as good as, because he never really delivered consistency. I thought he was going to be good, but he must be still playing, Januzaj. Where is he? Is Somerville down the right-hand side? Does well, but... free kick. Blaze says, if Arsenal bottle this, I don't think they will bottle it, but as I said, if they get the next goal, it becomes very interesting. Four-goal bottle job, says Mr. Watt. Well, I mean, look, the funny thing is Arsenal hadn't done anything. Sorry, West Ham hadn't done anything until that Wan-Bissaka goal. Dennehy says, Mark looks like Dwight from The Office. I don't look anything like it. I thought he said I looked like Dwight York for a minute, but I definitely don't look like Dwight from The Office or Dwight York. Paula Chin, you're getting on my nerves talking about volume. We've already had this conversation. There was a problem with the volume at the start of the stream. We've sorted it out. I can't do anything else about it. So if you don't want to listen, literally don't listen. There is nothing wrong with the volume from my side. It's all at 100%. Put the subtitles on. You're going deaf. You old prat. I don't know whether you're old. I'm joking. I'm having a laugh. We're having a laugh. It's Saturday night. Should Newcastle move on from Eddie Howe, says United? I don't know. I mean, what happens to Arsenal? What happens to Newcastle if you get rid of Eddie Howe? I mean, Isak's injured all the time. Callum Wilson's always injured. Anthony Gordon's a fantastic player. I don't think Newcastle are a top 6 side. Yellow cards are flowing now. Anthony Taylor loves yellow cards, doesn't he? Probably was a yellow card, to be fair. Luke's going to watch Gladiator 2 after his pizza. What do I think the end score will be, says Cairo? I'm going to go 9-7. Well, you know, I mean, West Ham, you wouldn't want to concede any more if you're West Ham, but I don't see it staying 4-2. I don't know. I think it's I know it's 4-2, but it's that 2-goal difference, isn't it? It can be very dangerous. 5-3 Arsenal, says Doogie Yun. Freddie says, how has the game been? I've just tuned in. To be honest, just West Ham were absolutely dreadful at 4-0, up until 4-0. And then Wan-Bissaka gets a goal back, and then we have a worldie of a free kick. And suddenly you're just hoping that West Ham can give us a bit of a game, because they've been absolutely dreadful and deserve to be 4-0 down after half an hour. But here's a corner for Arsenal. Saka's going to whip it in. They've been very good at corners, and Gabriel's there again. And to be fair, he could have had a penalty. I think he's given a penalty. Is he given a penalty? We've seen these given before, and I think Fabianski comes to punch it and punches the player. Yeah, I don't think you can complain about that. Yeah, you can't complain about that. He could have fucking knocked him out. I mean, that's a stonewall penalty. Look at how he punches this. Does he get any of the ball? Yeah, I mean, I'd need to see it in slow motion, but it's reckless to go and punch. I mean, I think most goalkeepers sort of go like that, doesn't it? But he goes like that. He punches up into the air, and it could have killed him. I think you can almost see. Yeah, you can see the mark on his forehead. Superman punch by Roman Reigns, says Jerry. It's just stupid goalkeeping, isn't it? Especially when they're back in the game. But I'd like to see it. I'd like to see it in slow motion again, because I'm like Hammer 7. Does he even touch his face? Does he get some of the ball? But the thing is, when you're going with your fists and a player's going with their hands, it's going to be classed as reckless. I think it's a penalty. As I said, I think it's a penalty, and I think it's silly. Let's do a poll. Let's do a poll on it. Was it a penalty? Get your votes in. Was it a penalty? Well, it's been given. Saka is about to restore Arsenal's 3-goal lead here. This will be 5-2 at half-time, which means we've got 7 goals in the first half. Here goes Saka. And again, keeper goes the right way, but can't save it. 5-2. Robert says the penalty given was absolutely ridiculous. And Reagan says it was a penalty. He should have got a red card. Disgusting. Lee says definitely a penalty. Kin says get in. And I think Sky, look, Gabriel's absolutely fine. Show us the fucking penalty. Got an hand on it as well. Got a hand on this, Fabianski. Just not a strong enough hand. I think Sky have got this wrong. What are they thinking? Head injury. He's up and playing, mate. Show us the bloody replay. Here we go. I don't think he gets anything on the ball at all. %68 of you saying it's a penalty. Planes are cool says, what's your thoughts on West Ham's season compared to Arsenal? Well, my thoughts on West Ham in general are that free kick, have a shot. My thoughts on West Ham are that when you look at the league table, they're currently in 14th place with 15 points. They were very lucky to get 3 points against United, so take 3 off that or 2 off that, they'd still be in 14th place with 13 anyway. They just look bad to me. For what they've got, the players they've got, I expected better. How are you such a handsome bloke, says Sheep Lane? Well, I don't know about that. Championship prediction for F1 next season, says Peter Parker. I'd like to think it won't be Verstappen, but I might start watching it again. Arsenal players never leave the ref alone either, says Robert McCormack. Probably copied it from Man City. It's not a bad free kick from Emerson again. That one goes over the bar. I think it's a corner. Is he giving a corner? Yeah. Odie says there are volume increasing apps to download. And that's half time. 7 goals in the half. Wow. Wow. Absolutely incredible. Well, let's have a quick chat. It's half time. Let's have a look at the stats as well. Arsenal leading 5-2. They've got a big week, Arsenal, actually. Man United on Wednesday at the Emirates, and then Fulham at Craven Cottage. I think they've got to take 9 points and hope that Liverpool and Man City drop some points to get themselves back into it. So there we are at half time. It is 5-2, as I said, but if we pause the stats, 3 shots. I mean, that looks a lot better for West Ham now. I mean, you look at them stats and you sort of like go, well, they've had 3 shots on target, and Arsenal have had 6, and 32%. Though statistically, that game looks a lot better for Arsenal, for West Ham, than it did when they'd had no shots at all and they were 4-0 down. So there has been some improvement from West Ham, but the question is, why does it take 4-0 before you start playing, which has been very disappointing from them. Look, I think at 4-2, you're hoping that it's going to stay like that until full time, and then hopefully West Ham get the next goal and the game becomes really, really interesting. But they've conceded a penalty. Some people think it's contentious. Obviously, these penalties started happening when it was Messi in the World Cup, wasn't it? Against, funnily enough, Fabianski. I think Fabianski was the original OP on this type of penalty, where you punch the ball, you go to punch the ball and you punch the player. And I remember that one on Messi, and I thought, that's not a penalty. It was Chesney, wasn't it? It wouldn't be Fabianski. And I think that I wouldn't be a fan of that being a penalty ordinarily, but that World Cup sort of changed the story. You never used to get them given. And obviously Man United had it with Onana, didn't they? But the reality is that is a penalty now. When a goalkeeper comes and, clatters into the player, it is given as a penalty now. And what makes the Fabianski one, in my opinion, I'm open to this, but 69%, and nobody can argue with 69, say that it was a penalty. And I think what makes it a penalty is that if he just leaps forward like that, I still think it will get given, but it's a little bit harsh. But the fact that he goes like that and punches for it and hits the player, it just looks really bad to me. So, yeah, I think it's a penalty. And you know what? If I was a West Ham fan, I'd look at those 5 goals and I'd go, both penalties are just poor decision making that gave them away. And 2 of the goals are, apart from the set piece, I think 2 of the goals are really shit defending as well. And that's on the players, isn't it? I mean, you don't want to lose a game, but you can't argue when you lose a game to a better team. Obviously, Arsenal are a better team than West Ham, but West Ham have played absolutely crap. Should there have been a red card for Fabianski? I can see why some people would say yes, but at the end of the day, a goalkeeper coming to punch the ball isn't necessarily reckless. They've been doing it for time. So I think a red card might have been a little bit too harsh. And also, Hello says, would it be double jeopardy? I'm not. Double jeopardy is when there's a genuine attempt to get the ball and you give a penalty away. It's not, you can't give a red. So yeah, that would be double jeopardy because he genuinely does try to get the ball. It's just reckless. Google says 99% Arsenal win, says Must. And Josh D says you can't give a penalty for that. You can't give a red for that, or keepers would be scared of going for those balls. Thoughts on the Liverpool game tomorrow? I really hope Liverpool spank them, says Igor. And final score is going to be 10-4, says Sice. Well, the fact that Arsenal have 5 and West Ham sort of have to try and get back into it should open it up a little bit more. If I was an Arsenal fan, I would be expecting about 6 goals, to be honest. Please do subscribe, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner, we will be live for Liverpool against Manchester City tomorrow. If you weren't aware of some of the other Premier League scores today, there's been a lot of goals. Obviously, we've got 7 here, but we've got a lot more. We had 5 at Brentford, 4 for Brentford, 1 for Leicester. Crystal Palace and Newcastle drew 1-1. Crystal Palace with a stoppage time equaliser. Nottingham Forest beat Ipswich 1-0, a penalty from Chris Wood. And Wolves got beat 4-2 at home to Bournemouth. So we've had loads of goals. 7 in this, 6 at Wolves, 5 at Brentford. yeah, some really good high-scoring goals games here. Wonder if Arteta's going to just obliterate them for a statement, says Josh D. And do you think Liverpool will be doing Arsenal and bottle it this Christmas, says Robert? I don't. I'm gonna have to have a stretch. When did Arsenal bottle anything? I don't agree with that statement. I don't agree that Arsenal bottled anything. I don't agree with that. Last time I checked, Arsenal were up against a juggernaut. So no, I don't think that. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. We've conceded a concerning amount of goals already this season, says Brooke. I presume you're a West Ham fan. Can we get a poll, red card or not? No, Reagan. I think we've had the chat. It's a waste of time. It can't be a red card. It's double jeopardy anyway. There's a genuine attempt to punch the ball. It is dangerous, and that's why the penalty is given. But you can't send him off for it as well unless you think he deliberately punched him in the face, which he didn't. So you can't have a red card for that. It would be wrong. Are you looking forward to Wednesday, says Kin? Arsenal will be big favourites against United on Wednesday, but I am looking forward to it because I think you've always got to challenge yourself, and Arsenal are one of the most established teams in the Premier League over the last 3 years, and obviously Amorim is just starting out, so I think it's a great opportunity for Amorim to see what his players are all about and whether they're willing to give 90 minutes of concentration. And if we lose 3-1 and Arsenal are good but we do okay, then that's something, isn't it? And I think that's the problem tonight. If I'm a West Ham fan, I expect Arsenal are probably going to be the winners in this game, but I want my players to be focused and concentrated, and they haven't been that, have they? Soccer Saturday had a go at Amorim about doing interviews earlier, says Gaz. Yeah, it doesn't take long, does it? I mean, I don't know what the context is. Maybe you could tell us, but it doesn't take long. Parker says Pep's not even top 5. He needs the fastest car to win. Look, that game tomorrow. Massive pressure on Man City tomorrow. I think they're a team that had struggled anyway, and if they were to lose that game, then I think a lot of people would look at it and go, you know, is this the beginning of the end for Manchester City and Pep Guardiola? Because they desperately do need a win, and 11 points would be massive. Let's just have a look at the league table, actually, as it stands at the moment. So Arsenal into second place. That Brighton last night, home to Southampton, and they drew. Home to Ipswich, and they drew. They've dropped so many silly points at home, Brighton, this year. They could easily have another 4 points, which would put them actually closer to Liverpool than anybody else. I mean, just ridiculous, isn't it? But fair play to Southampton for getting a point. I know they had a quite controversial goal disallowed as well. But as it stands, Arsenal 6 points off Liverpool. That doesn't look unobtainable, does it? It doesn't. I know Arsenal have got to go to Anfield, and Liverpool have already been to Arsenal. But yeah, it's massive. Oh, sorry a minute. I think Sweep from Sooty. Sooty from Sweep is here. Dog's got a little squeaky toy. Sounds like Sweep from Sooty, who I did like, actually. Yeah, so look, you're looking at that, and if you're Arsenal tonight, you're probably going, presumably you will win. 6 points behind Liverpool, you'll take that. But obviously, Man City would be ahead of you in that case because they'll have beaten them. But yeah, I think if you're an Arsenal fan, actually, it's hard to run a poll on this, but let's do it anyway. How do I do it? Because you're not all Arsenal fans. What result do you want? Let's do that. Liverpool win, draw, or City win. See, I don't know. Part of me thinks if you're an Arsenal fan and looking at that league table, would you not actually want Liverpool to lose? Because if Liverpool lose, you're 6 points behind them. Whereas if they draw, you're 8 points behind them. And although Man City are ahead of you, they've got to go to the Emirates. So surely you would want a Man City win because it just makes you closer to top. 8 points is still considerable, isn't it? But look, I don't know. I don't know what Arsenal fans probably, I don't know. I want to draw. I'm like Reagan. I want to draw from a Man United point of view. But Wolfie says, what a crazy match. I need Paqueta to commit 1 foul and 2 corners to win £359. The complexity and niche of in-game betting these days. If you ring him up, didn't Arsenal hammer West Ham away in the first half of last year as well, says Per. Yeah. Kenny the Dad says, is this the most boring 5-2 first half ever? Do you not think there is something, I've said this though, do you not think there is something fundamentally a little bit boring about Arsenal anyway? And I like Arteta and what he's done, but I think that they are quite formulaic in what they do, Arsenal, which means they're very good at what they do. Like they score set pieces, they don't concede many goals, they're very reliant on Odegaard and Saka. So I think Arsenal, because we've seen Arsenal do this for 2 and a bit years now, they have become quite repetitive, but very good at what they. I'm not disrespecting them because, as I say, I've been quite a big fan of what Arteta's done, but I think they have become a little bit repetitive in what they do, but it's very effective. What I think Arsenal need to do, and what I think Arsenal need to do to get to the next level anyway, is they need to freshen it up. If they could add in a Gyökeres as a striker, bring in another midfielder or a really exciting fullback, I just think they need to go to the next level. But they're still going to be probably comfortably, well, they'll still comfortably be top 3 anyway. They could still win the league. I just don't think they will, but they could. We beat Arsenal twice last year, says Justin. And Arsenal is boring, says DP. Would you rather be in a box with 100 snakes or 100 spiders? Either way, I'm dead, Noraz. Arteta is unlikable. I like Arteta. I think he's done a good job. Kevin says there's no way Gyökeres is going to go to Arsenal. And I can't. Cheaton says, I can afford City lead 1 point, then Liverpool 11 points, says Chiton. Look, on that match tomorrow, I don't see how I don't see how City are going to win. I just don't. Because it's at Anfield. Liverpool are playing really well. Slot's been so consistent and Man City are so vulnerable. I don't see how it happens. But doesn't mean it won't happen. I just don't see how that happens. I think Anfield will be rocking, and I think Man City, when they're vulnerable, can be quite indisciplined. So Bino Gittins was Man City. Another one. Another player that was a former Man City youth product. It's amazing how many they have produced in recent years. Do you think Sparsh says, do you think Wenger would do better with this team? Mate, you do realise you sacked him because he was shit? No. Wenger was finished 10 years ago, and you think he'd be good now? If you're talking about Wenger from when you were Invincibles, he'd probably do better, but you sacked him, mate. Wenger out. What are you talking about? The people who voted Liverpool win are not Arsenal fans, says Dominique. If Liverpool lose tomorrow, still not worried about Arsenal, says Spiritual Mutant. And we lead. Chev, the engineer, says, Mark, we need to learn how to score from set pieces. Yep. Yeah. Well, substitution here. West Ham are actually going a little bit more defensive. Alvarez is coming on for Somerville. So, to me, that looks like damage limitation. That must be really great if you're a West Ham fan, knowing that your manager is going for damage limitation. Another midfielder comes on for an attacker. And he was on a yellow card, says Kenneth. Yeah, but you could have brought an attacking player on for an attacking player. Ian says, I'm not here for Wenger disrespect. It's not Wenger disrespect, mate. It's the truth. I was asked the question, would Wenger do better with this team than Arteta? You sacked Wenger 10 years ago because he was past it. So how the hell is Wenger going to do a better job than Arteta, who's put you in 2 title races, when you sacked him because he was past it? So of course Wenger wouldn't be better. It's logical. It's Pep sackable, says R-Line. I don't think Man City would sack Pep. I think they'd have the conversation about parting ways mutually, which is basically a sacking, but you just respect the person. It's what they did with Wenger, isn't it? Second half started here. I haven't even done the timer. Sorry. Apologies for that. I don't know what film to watch tonight. I want to watch something Christmassy. I watched a Christmas film last Saturday night that I'd never seen before, which was actually quite good. A bit like The Hangover, but for Christmas. It was called The Night Before. It was quite good. Now, I want to watch a Christmas film, Gems. Pulp Fiction's not a Christmas film. It's a good film. Why can't teams stop Arsenal corners? Corners becoming like penalties, says Brighto. Because they're well organised. If you watch an Arsenal corner, they obviously spend a hell of a lot of time working on them. There's people barging into people. There's people blocking runs. If you look at Gabriel, he runs from the back post to the front post, attacks a space nobody's in, and even if someone was trying to stay with him, there are other Arsenal players blocking the run. It's just. I don't think a lot of clubs spend a lot of time. It's almost like NFL, what Arsenal do. If you like NFL, American football, all their plays are about things like that. People blocking runs, people making decoy runs to create spaces for the pass. Arsenal's corners routines are very like American football in the way that they work them. And I don't think there's been many teams. I mean, look, we talk about Brighton and their ability to scout talent and sell it high. I think what Arsenal have done with set pieces over the last 2 years is a similar thing. They've revolutionised set pieces. Elf, I forgot about that. Kino says, I'd be worried if I were you. Oh, mate, jog on. I don't think there's a United fan out there that's worried about Arsenal. You know what? I like a lot of Arsenal fans, but some of you are absolute twats. Like, you really are. You run away with who you think you are. Like, why are we scared of Arsenal as a United fan? You beat us you beat us loads of times. Why am I scared? Oh, you might beat us. You might score a corner. Mate, we're shit. That's why we sacked Ten Hag. We are starting from ground zero. I am not scared of Man City or Arsenal or Liverpool. I expect they will probably all beat us because we are so far behind. What happened with you and Arteta at the start? You were shite. You scraped an FA Cup and you were rubbish. So I'm not scared of playing Arsenal on Wednesday. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to seeing if we get any response from these players that even for half an hour they can do quite well. We're miles off Arsenal, so I'm not scared of it at all. It's reality. Another corner from Arsenal there. Another good routine. Calafiori on the front post, and he flicks it over the bar. Before the punch, he climbed on the defender to get the height. Isn't that a foul? Says Spiritual Mutant. Who climbed on the defender? I presume you mean Gabriel. I didn't notice that. Is Die Hard a Christmas film in your opinion, says the Beast? Yes, because it's based on it's on Christmas Eve, and there's a Christmas party going on. Look, the answer to the question is Die Hard a Christmas film, right? If I'm trying to say something that's not going to offend people. If on Christmas Eve your mum leaves your dad for the milkman, still Christmas. It might not be what you want, but it's still Christmas. Still Christmas Eve. If it happens at Christmas, it's Christmas. The only reason Bruce Willis is there is because it's Christmas and he's got time off to see his kids. Thanks for all the super chats tonight, by the way, you legends. What would be your top 5 at the end of the season, looking at the table and situation currently, says Sparsh, and who should Man United sign in January? United need to sign a left-sided player and a striker. I don't particularly care who it is as long as it's well scouted. Top 5, Liverpool, Arsenal, Man City, obviously. Chelsea. 5th place. I mean, it really should be Brighton. The points they've dropped is just incredible. So maybe Villa, maybe Spurs. I'd love Man United, but I think it's difficult. God, I keep yawning a lot today. Yeah, I'm looking forward to tomorrow, though. Ooh, yeah, football. Ooh, football, eh? Ooh, yeah. Football. Love it. Yeah, football. You see the match? What match? The match. You see the match? Think Liverpool will win the quadruple, says Bruce. I don't think it's possible. I don't think it's possible. I think if anyone was going to do it, City would have done it. And they couldn't do it. And I don't think Liverpool have got the squad. To do it. Somebody just said, why is your hair so fleek? I've never even heard that word in my life. Is that good or bad? This is a good hair day for me. This is very good. I don't know what's happened with it, but this is a good hair day. Like the way it's quiffed up a bit and stayed there. You know, sometimes you get a day where your hair is crap and you just can't do anything with it. And then sometimes you get a day and you go, that's good. What was the point of Sterling to Arsenal, says Ryan. Fair point. Well made. Odie Grass says, watch a film called Villains. Great film, underrated. Is it a Christmas film? It looks... It looks horrific. Looks like a horror. Die Hard is a summer blockbuster. Oh, shut up, Keel. You normally talk sense. What are you talking about? It's based at Christmas. It's a Christmas film. I've always watched it at Christmas. I think Liverpool will win the quadruple. Absolutely, yeah. No, Bruce, no chance. And I would advise Liverpool don't try and win the quadruple. I think genuinely in the modern game, you are better off focusing on the key points. Arsenal on the attack again with Havertz. I don't see a West Ham way back here. I'm watching the game, Justin, but I like to interact with my chat. That's what we do. Bill Katz says, who the hell thought company to Bayern was a good idea? Well, they are top of the league, mate. I mean, they'd be top of the league with me as well. They're losing 1-0 to Dortmund at the moment. Abino Gittins scored. But they're 6 points clear at the top of the league. They'll win that league. But I don't think Vincent Kompany's a good manager, no. Have you watched Day of the Jackal, says Yaya. Day of the... Is that... Who's in that? Is that Richard Gere? No, that's Eddie Redmayne. Good shot. Corner to West Ham. Emerson, he's had a good game. Can he put in a good corner here? Headed away. Wan-Bissaka, you've got to go wide. Does well. Into Emerson. Antonio, you need to be in the box, mate. Soucek does well. Good defending by Calafiori. If Arne Slot does win all the double, how good, says Bruce. I think if Arne Slot wins anything this season, it's a good first season. I've got Arsenal. I predicted that they'd win the Champions League, Liverpool. So we'll have to wait and see, won't we? Zinchenko coming on. Where's that gone? So annoying. I'll tell you what, it's like Piccadilly Circus in my house tonight. I never normally get this much background noise. That's actually annoying. No, I can't find it. Have you started looking at the Christmas fixtures, by the way? They're not bad this year. If you actually want to have a bit of a chill out over Christmas, there's no Christmas Eve games this year, and I don't think. Remember last year when they had Chelsea Wolves at 2 o'clock on Christmas Eve? Oh God! If you're a Chelsea fan travelling up there, terrible. Here's Wan-Bissaka. He's got to go wide. Antonio with the cross. I mean, he's the guy you want on the end of it. Luke82 says, now I have a machine gun. Ho, ho, ho. Of course it's a Christmas movie. I mean, I can't believe people don't think it's a Christmas film. You're making me want to watch it tonight, Luke, but I normally watch it on Christmas Eve. Good teams to manage in EAFC, says Daniel. Well, I always like to manage teams that, when I'm not doing United, that have got a bit of potential, who aren't that good in real life. West Ham. Great Spanish Christmas film, Santos Crimbo Pie, says Chris. That sounds like a porno. Die Hard 2, underrated film. Christmas, definitely. It's got snow as well. Here's Saka into the box. And it's a bad pass. I genuinely think Die Hard 2 gets underrated. And it genuinely is a Christmas film. Because it's snowing. Odegaard goes for the shot straight at the keeper. Phil Denty says it was a bloody nightmare last Christmas Eve getting back. Mate, talking about football and Christmas, I'm gonna tell you the Christmas fixtures now in the Premier League, so we can just sort of discuss how that might impact. But last year, Chelsea played Wolves at 2 o'clock on Christmas Eve. It's just horrific. You don't want to be. I don't want to be watching football at 2 o'clock on Christmas Eve. Unless it's Premier League years, which I never see anymore. Used to love watching that. Remember that? All over Christmas, they used to have Premiership years. Brilliant. I used to love watching that. But, yeah, I don't want to be watching live football. Here's Saka. Another corner. Yeah, the closest games to Christmas this year are Sunday the 22nd, which I think is great because you get a couple of days of no football, which is great. And then a lot of games on Boxing Day, starting off with Man City against Everton at 12:30. It's a corner to Arsenal. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games on Boxing Day, with Liverpool playing Leicester at 8 o'clock. I mean, that's too late on a Boxing Day. You don't want that. But Man United are playing at half-5, which I quite like. Friday the 27th, Arsenal play Ipswich at 8:15. And then Sunday the 29th, there's a load of games then. Monday the 30th, Man United are playing Newcastle at 8 o'clock. But I don't think there's anything on New Year's Eve. Have a look. Saka's down injured here. Oh, Arsenal are playing Brentford at 5:30 on New Year's Eve. Unlucky. At least it's in London. And there's no games on New Year's Day. So you've got New Year's Eve. Oh, no. There's no games on New Year's Eve. Arsenal play on New Year's Day. There we go. So no games on Christmas Eve and no games on New Year's Eve, which I think is a win for football fans. Unless you're one of them people who like a game on New Year's Eve and Christmas Eve. Die Hard's a very good film, Dylan. I'd definitely give it a watch. Somebody recommended a film there called The Holdovers, which I've never heard of, which has got very high scores, 97% on Rotten Tomatoes. So that might be worth a watch. Odegrass's Villains is a comedy thriller. Try it. Smoke says, without all these older films, what would we watch at Christmas? Well, here, let's see what happens with this corner. Declan Rice is on it. Some say it's like a penalty. It's not a very good corner from Declan Rice, that. It's the same without all the older songs, though, isn't it? I mean, all the classic Christmas songs are old. Nostalgia. Nostalgia. Here we go. He punched it again, Fabianski, but he got 2 on it that time and he didn't punch figures. Muppets Christmas Carol. Bowen tries to get Antonio in, but he slips over. I don't think Fulkrig's on the bench, is he, for West Ham? Let me have a look. So Kiss Me. I'll tell you what, I quite like that song, Sheeran and John. So kiss me under the mistletoe, pour out the wine and something, something forever go. Right now, Merry Christmas, we're having so much fun. I quite like that for a modern song. Oh, Odegaard's been caught here. Yeah, he's hurt. You do not want to see him hurt. Fulkrug is not on the bench for West Ham. I think Odegaard's going to be okay. Danny Ings is on the bench. Whatever happened to Danny Ings? Did he go Villa, West Ham? Kufal, he's ripped. Bloody hell. I thought I was looking in the mirror. I was actually talking about that. Someone just, I saw a chat someone in the chat says, Goldbridge looks like a geeky Tommy Robinson. And like, you know, in the time I've been doing this, I look like Ed Woodward, Wayne Rooney, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Yeah. Surely this is just some sort of racism because, like, I basically look like every white man. Is it? What is it? Because I'm white? Like, what are you talking? Look, Keir Starmer now. Just because I'm a white male doesn't mean I look like every white male. I'm not joking. Like, this happens so much. You look like this. You look like that. You look like this. I think you know what it is. I think your mind plays tricks. If you said you look like David Beckham or Leonardo DiCaprio, I'd probably allow it. But some of them, it's Ten Hag. Yeah, apparently I look like Ten Hag. I mean, I'm looking at myself, which I don't normally do. There is nothing about me that looks like Eric Ten Hag, apart from that we're both men and have a head. That's it. I definitely don't look like Gary Neville. How many times has he broke his nose? Morgan Freeman. Yeah, I don't look like Morgan Freeman. ACL for Fulkrug, says Lewis. Oh, I didn't know that. That's such a shame. I did not know that. Why did I not know that? What are you going to have for tea, Mark? I had my dinner. had my tea at dinner, or my dinner at lunch, whatever you call it. So I'm going to have a quick snack for my dinner in between this and the United stand at 8 o'clock. I think I'm going to go for the classic triple-decker homemade. So slice of bread, slice of toast, slice of bread, 2 fillings in between, cut. So you have a slice of bread, probably some turkey mayonnaise, something like that, bit of lettuce, slice of toast, and then coleslaw, tomato, slice of bread, cut it in half. The texture with the toast is just brilliant. Don't get too carried away. Apparently, Lopetegui has said that Fulkrug will be back in the next 2 or 3 games. So he can't be an ACL, whoever said that. You look like Beetlejuice, mate, says Matt. I've had absolutely no... I never really liked the original Beetlejuice, and I've had absolutely no desire to watch the new one. Thanks everyone who subscribed today, by the way. You look like Andy Dufresne. Oh, the one from... yeah, I'll have that one a little bit. The one from... The Shawshank Redemption. There's a lead singer of someone I look like. And it's probably the best one I've ever seen. Google the lead singer. I think it's Imagine Dragons, who I don't really know much about. I'm going to do it now. Yeah, if you look at the lead singer of the Imagine Dragons, I sort of see that one a little bit. Yeah, if that was my FIFA face, I would be quite happy with the likeness there. Paul, do you call it tea or dinner, says Phil? Well, look, 48% of you want a Liverpool win tomorrow, 33% want a draw, and 19% want a City win. You look like a specky Jamie Carragher. This is just a white thing. This is because I'm a white male. I look nothing like these people. What we're going to do, either or, do you call it dinner or tea? And it isn't sex, by the way. Good tackle, Wan-Bissaka. Sloth from the Goonies. Arsenal and the Dark Arts are at play again to Spiritual Mutant. And how many corners have Arsenal had? They've got another corner here. I mean, look, one of the big things that's really important when you're playing Arsenal is that you don't concede corners. The first rule of Fight Club. Well, the first rule of... You know how many corners they've had? 10. 10 corners. You can't do that. Saka. Fabianski punches it. They don't quite clear it, but they have now. Odegaard. Saka's going to get time. Into Odegaard again. Zinchenko, Saka, onto his left, into Odegaard. I think that'll go. Oh, well done. Good run by Paqueta. Apparently, and look, even as a United fan, I think this is just weird. Apparently, Bruno has got more goals and assists than Odegaard in the Premier League since the start of last season. I know, but I'd take Odegaard every day of the week. Apparently, Saka's got 10 assists in 12 games, and Rashford's got 10 assists in 105. Fucking hell. Someone's just tweeted that. Arsenal on the attack. Trossard. Rice is in the box. Zinchenko. I love Bruno. I want Bruno to do well, but there's just no way he's on the same level as Odegaard. Like, Bruno's overrated, just like our whole United squad, says Constantine. T says Bruno is probably the most productive midfielder in the league, but that doesn't equal performance. Well, yeah, I was talking about this on the United Stand not long ago. We're only 30 subscribers away from 275,000, by the way. Please do subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. I said this, you know, when I was growing up, you'd watch, like, football on ITV or BBC because there was no Sky. And they'd have a game every Sunday at 3 o'clock that was televised. And if the striker scored, they were man of the match. Like, that's how football was viewed. If you scored a goal, you were man of the match. And football's changed now. Like, assists didn't exist when I was growing up. Obviously, they did, but nobody made any real focus on them at all. But as we all know, you can score a goal and play absolutely shit. You can get on the end of a cross and then for 89 minutes do nothing. And I think that football has changed in that context now, that stats can be deceiving. West Ham have just... You know what West Ham did at half-time? Literally, let's not concede again. Have you ever been... Phil Brockwell with the Super Chat says, have you ever been in the situation where you've lost your keys and you've lost your phone? I don't think... I've definitely lost my keys. I've done that loads of times. I find I lose my phone a lot more now than I used to. That must be an age thing. Or maybe it's because I live in a mansion. I just forget which room I left it in. But no, I don't. You should have hit that first time, you twat. Danny Ings. Why didn't you hit that first time? That was there to be volleyed as a striker. Why did he not hit this first time? Bang. Penelope says, Ryan Gravenberch is the best midfielder in the league for me. Double substitution for Arsenal. These are a couple of wasters, aren't they? I mean, let's be honest. Jesus and Sterling, I mean, they're just permanent bench players, aren't they? I would have thought that both those players should be knocking on the first team door, and they're just bench players. Saka and Odegaard coming off, intelligent. They've got a game on Wednesday night against United. Why would you not make those changes? Makes sense. But yeah, West Ham this half, really, it's just about damage limitation. We've seen this so many times. So many times in football, you see a load of goals in the first half, and then second half, you think there's going to be more. And actually, one team just goes, let's shut up shop. Which is exactly what they've done. What a super Sunday it is tomorrow. Liverpool, Arsenal, and there are some. I mean, Chelsea Villa's a good game. I would like to have done a watch along for that, but United are playing, so I'll be on the United stand. But I think that'd be a good game. Brighton. I can't believe it. I just can't believe Brighton didn't win yesterday. I know it's disrespectful to Southampton, but I just was like, that is an easy 3 points. Everybody, when they play Southampton, are going to look at it and go, that's 3 points. So fair play to Southampton for getting it, but I mean, Brighton, you beat Man City at home and then you don't beat Ipswich and Southampton. And that's the real quiz, isn't it, really? That's another thing about Christmas. You've got to watch. I might do that tonight. Christmas specials. I love The Office Christmas specials. Got to watch them all. Good show on the United Stand tonight, by the way. Can't say too much, but looking forward to it. Christmas lights. The Christmas lights switch on at 8 o'clock. Yeah, people go down to the local village for Christmas light turn on, or, you know, Trafalgar Square or New York. They ain't got nothing on the Goldbridge Christmas light switch on. 8 o'clock tonight on the United Stand. That's all I'm going to say. That's rubbish. No power on the header. West Ham's next fixture. I'm just seeing when he might get sacked. They play on Wednesday night away to Leicester. Lose that, you're gone. And then their next game after that is home to Wolves. I mean, they'll probably go and win 2 games actually now. Keep them in a job for a bit longer. Oh, Christmas lights keep shining on. That was terrible. Chris Martin's job safe. My nose has really gone runny. Well, a 7-goal game, but I've got to say, it's not been a 7-goal thriller, has it? And I'd be very, very disappointed if I was West Ham fans again. Because you got rid of Moyes because you wanted to see a better brand of football. And I've seen West Ham play probably 3 times this season. And I see no difference in the style of football to what they played under David Moyes. Do 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 do. Oh, that's Coldplay again, isn't it? I think the highlight of this stream, and the thing you'll only learn about, was me losing my shit over the Titanic film. With a new angle, it was nothing to do with the door. Yes, he could have got on the door. This was about the diamond. And the selfish bitch who nicked it and then threw it in the sea the night she died so that no one else could have the benefit of it. She basically lived her whole life with a diamond worth 2.5 billion that she'd nicked. She never used it. She let her husband go to work every day and she had 2.5 billion. She made a granddaughter look after her. And then when she was going to die, she threw the diamond in the sea so no one else could have it. When will there be another 21-22 season where all 3 promoted teams stay up, says Who to Blame? Yeah, it's not happening for a while, mate. I think the gap's getting bigger. And you look at the teams that are going to come up next season, I'd predict 2 of them are going to go down again. Sule says, Bruno's way better than Odegaard. Man United brought down Bruno's level. The guy's up there, numbers with strikers and the best in the world. Look, you know what, maybe Bruno could be up there, but I prefer Odegaard because he just does the job of, you know, magnetically keeping the possession. It's not always about goals and assists. It's about building possession and not always going for that Hollywood pass. I'd like to see Bruno do that more. Would we beat Everton, Mark? I'm nervous, says Tusha. Mate, chill out. If you're getting nervous about Everton at home, then you're a very nervous individual. We'll win tomorrow. Crixus says she lost it in the sea by accident. She bloody well didn't. She went for a midnight walk to the edge of the boat, climbed up on the bloody thing and dropped it in. Lost it by accident. Clip that up and put it on TikTok, says Rocket Game. It'd probably do quite well. That old nag could have fed her grandchildren and set them up for life, says Dimitri. Yes, this is the movement I want. People talk about the bloody door too much. They don't talk about the diamond the selfish cow nicked and then kept in a bloody back pocket while everyone else went to work. A granddaughter was wiping her arse and feeding her. And then the night she dies, she chucks it in the sea so no one else can have it. Her granddaughter could have been minted. 2.5 billion. You're in for a pounding at the Emirates, says Nelly. Don't care. Really don't care. The fact that you're obsessed about United and pounding us shows you who's obsessed with who. I'm not thinking about Arsenal. I'm thinking about Amorim. I'm thinking about the rebuild. And I'm thinking about getting into the top half of the table before Christmas. I'm not thinking about Arsenal. That will take care of itself if and when. But the fact that you, Arsenal fans, still see Man United as a massive threat is great. Are Man City players bored of Pep's voice, says Phil? I don't know, mate. Something's going on. Massive game tomorrow. As I say, I just can't see Liverpool not winning that game. But, well, I can see a draw. I can't see Man City winning. They just don't look anywhere near. Also, on her deathbed, she was thinking about a fling instead of her family, says Callum Spence. I was going to say once a... Yeah, I can't use the word. I think she was obsessed with stiffies. That's why she wouldn't let Jack up on the door, because she knew he'd freeze. Selfish care. Wan-Bissaka. Odegaard plays with better players. Watch Bruno in Portugal, says Sammy. Fucking hell. Wan-Bissaka went through the back of Havertz there. Anthony Taylor said play on. And honestly, I think based on the last 12 months, if you think Bruno Fernandes is better than Odegaard, I would love that to be the case. I would love it to be the case, but that is pure red-tinted glasses. That was a cracking tackle by Wan-Bissaka. You shouldn't be given a foul for that. Any old Premier League teams you'd like to see back into the league, says Simon? Sheffield Wednesday. Sheffield Wednesday, I've always wanted to see them back. It's been too long. They were a good team as well. You know, in the early Premier League years. They got to 2 finals, played Arsenal 93, 94. John Sheridan, Chris Wood. Chris Woods did play for them. Chris Waddle. They were Sheffield Wednesday were a good Premier League side and established as well. Trevor Francis was in charge, I think. Rest in peace. First £1 million player, Birmingham City. Here comes Trossard off for Nwaneri. I think I'm gonna have a glass of red wine. Should have been mulled wine really for the Christmas light switch on. 8 o'clock on the United stand. Don't miss it. And then I'm going to watch a film. Oh, that reminds me. I should have been working on some of these bloody Christmas lights. I'm not going to have a lot of time. I've got one of these. Let's do it. I don't know what this one is. I bought these today. It's a bauble lit garland. Do we get any batteries with it? Tell you what, when you buy a vibrator, you don't. Sexism. Not that I've ever bought one, but I don't think you get batteries with it. Let us know. I would say ladies, but men might like them too. Oh no. It's got a screw on it. That's quite good though. Oh, there's batteries in it. Result. That's quite good, that is, look. Have I got a screwdriver? You know what, I think I have. Screwdriver bridge. Can those light up Arsenal's chances of a trophy, says Spiritual? I do think Arsenal need to win a trophy, don't you? I'm with you on that one. You know what? Strings to Brent's bow, a line from The Office, but I actually am quite good. I'm not. Oh no. Why is that not doing that? Oh, this is the world's smallest screw hole. Oh, I ain't gonna be able to do this, am I? I ain't got a screw. Oh, I have. This one might work. Nah, that's never gonna go in. It's too big. That's what she said. I'm never gonna get that out. It's tiny. Which way do you go? Oh, mate, that screw hole is absolutely tiny. I'm never going to do that. That is rubbish. That is absolutely rubbish. You should be ashamed of yourself. How am I supposed to get that out of there? Mate, that is bad. Can't get it out. Right, that's the end of that. I'm never gonna have a screw that small. Lefty, loosely, righty, tighty, says Bill. Very good. Hey, that's quite good. That looks good with the light on. Yeah, if you didn't know what I was on about then, that could have looked a bit sus. Free kick here for Arsenal. If they don't win a trophy, then on paper, Ten Hag has had a more successful career in England than Arteta, which is hilarious, says Jackie Boy. Use a steak knife, says Wolfie. Yeah, I'll have to go and get one. Odegaard brings clarity. Bruno brings chaos, says Jorgen. Well, let's run a poll. 75% if you call it dinner, 25% if you call it tea. I think I do tea. Either or, Bruno or Odegaard. I'm surprised it's turned into as much as a debate, but Raheem Sterling's taking a free kick. Since when was he good at free kicks? Are we having a bloody laugh? He don't take free kicks. What a waste. From Emerson to Sterling, and it's been built up for ages. Actually, it wasn't that bad. I actually nearly got silenced there. It wasn't actually bad. He scored one for Chelsea once, says Jing. It wasn't actually that bad. It was quite close, but I've never, ever, ever, ever seen him as a free kick taker. Breakfast, lunch, tea, says Notorious Ben. Breakfast, dinner, tea for me. What's for tea? What's for dinner? I was surprised to see Amrim call Mount a proper footballer. He hasn't played in ages, says Constantine. What is your peak advent calendar, says Jamie. I had an advent calendar a few years ago that was gin and tonics, and I just got into gin, and I really, really liked it. So you got different tonics and different gins, and it was good. But I don't think you can go wrong with a celebration one. Cambo, Jambo, Football, thank you very much for your super chat. Is that a Hearts of Midlothian badge you've got there? Kino says Wednesday will be a massacre. Mate, you've said it about 100 times. I think you've got. I think you're worried. You've literally said that about 100 times tonight. He never shuts up about Wednesday night being a massacre. Touch grass, mate. Lovely. Nearly, Jesus. He knows it was nearly as well. Sterling, when he left Chelsea, you're about to see the best of me. We always are, Raptors. We always are. 4 minutes of added time. I really wish I knew where that was. Oh, this might do it. I might have found a solution here. Whoa. Here it is. Still not. It's very tight. I think that is. Yeah, it's working. There we go. I'm a genius. Tell you what, you won't want to have to do this every time. Yeah, it's been a shit second half. Hey, that's working. I tell you what, that's the way to do it. That'll do. Well done. Well done. There's always a way. Right. We should be able to get these working now. These are not the only lights I've got, by the way. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Look at that. That's good. I'm going to put them on the shelf. What does that do? Does that make them flash then? Why has it got 3 switches on it? Don't know. I reckon one of them's meant to flash. Right, they'll be going on the shelf in a minute. I've got my tree as well. Christmas lights switch on on the United Stand at 8 o'clock. Side netting from Jesus. Odegaard's got 76% of the vote here. Only 20 subscribers away from 275. Thanks, everyone. And don't forget, tomorrow, Liverpool, Man City on this channel. 4 o'clock kickoff, that is. But I'm on the United Stand from 1 for Man United against Everton. Do you want to know the odds on next Premier League sacking? It's got Lopetegui's got to be high. Got to be high. No, not better. No, I want next. Next Premier League manager to be sacked. Why is no one doing it? Oh, God. Tadebo's injured. Oh, I can't find it because it just keeps showing me fucking games instead of odds on who's going to get sacked. Robert says, can you do a poll on the most delusional fan base? Arsenal, Liverpool, City. Well, it's definitely not City because the fan base is a term that's a little bit too big to describe their support. So it would have to be Liverpool or Arsenal. Wolves manager could be next, as Anakin. That's the final whistle. It finishes 5-2 to Arsenal. Lopetegui basically bottled it second half, didn't he? And went defensive to try and keep the score down, which he did. But it's still a demolition job for Arsenal. It's 3 points and it's a big week for them. They've got United on Wednesday, Fulham away on Saturday. They know they've got to take 9 points and they know that they need Liverpool to drop points. Of course, Liverpool play Man City tomorrow. We'll be live for that as a watch-along. But also, they then play Newcastle at St James's Park on Wednesday. So there are opportunities for points to be dropped. And Arsenal will be hoping that happens and they can get a clean sweep of 9 points. Well, they've started it well tonight. Very, very straightforward win for them. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Absolutely fantastic chat as per usual. Enjoyed the Titanic stuff. I needed that vent. I'm on the United Stand at 8 o'clock. Lots to talk about. Ten Hag. Still do that. No, he said Rangnick. Ruben Amorim has made a shock decision on his transfer strategy for January, according to Sky Sports. We'll be opening up with that. And our Christmas lights will be on, which you'll be able to see on That's Football tomorrow, but you will officially see the first set on here at 8 o'clock for the United Stand. I'll see you there. Thanks for watching. Take care. And don't forget tomorrow, big day.